Welcome back to Making It with Minglet. Yes, my desk is trashy, but I have a good reason why. My daughter wanted some frosted mini wheats, and she was craving them. She used to eat them all the time when she was a kid, so I was at the store and I picked some up. And I love this new character that they have on the box. It had been a while since we had bought them, and he's just adorable. Look at that. So it kind of inspired me to want to use him for a journal cover. But if I separated the box at the natural seam, unfortunately, he's on the wrong side. But wait, there's more. I am going to flip him on the inside. Now, I'm going to just kind of set him up here. He's got little notes on the back. He says he's the mini frosted mini wheats, and it says I'm here to stick with you. It's kind of what I do. About the profile. That's the profile, and it says about I'm Minnie. You're you, and we're about to seize the day. When I was a kid, I used to sit and read the cereal boxes. I don't know if everybody did that, but we used to, we each had our own cereal box because we liked different things. So we didn't have to share our cereal boxes in the morning, but it used to be that they would put some pretty fun things on it. And I'm glad to see that they're putting the fun back in the box, on the boxes. Um, Now, granted, I'm a little silly at times, and I think what really draws me to it is the little eyes. You see how the eyes are? When my mother made porcelain dolls, that's the way the eyes looked when we set them in. The little openings, they were round, you could see the edges of them, and it just made me laugh when I saw this. What I want to do with it is Carrie the crafter, he made a what he called a dump journal, and he did that using a large book that he repurposed. And the the I think this would be similar, but I'm not going to use mine for a dump journal. I am going to make this my pain journal. Now, I have days that I do have pain to a moderate level. I have days that I don't have as much pain, that is tolerable. But then there are days where I really just don't feel like doing a whole lot. So I really think that this little guy could be my cheerleader. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to take grocery bags, brown grocery bags, and use them to create my pages inside. So when I come back to you next time, I'm going to have pages in my cereal box, and I will have it bound. And then if you would like to work along, you can do one too. Now, if this is a bigger journal than what you would like to do, I have another idea in the works, and that was inspired by a cracker box. I had been wanting to make a tall journal. For some reason, I think they're kind of cute. And I get my pharmacy bags. They're paper. Now this one, I've already cut it to fit. And you see, it's bigger than what I will need for these two pieces. So I'm going to just center it up, fold it, and then I can fold back whatever part I don't want to use or I want to create pockets with. I can fold them several ways. I can make like fold it up, fold it down. That doesn't have to be decided right now. So I'm going to just get my pages, my bags all together, and I'm going to get them ready. And I'm going to get them cut and ready to be bound into this. Or I think this one I'm going to use like a 3-hole punch, and I'm going to just punch the holes in each piece as it goes in, and that way I will not need I won't need a middle spine. So that's how I'm gonna work this. If you want to make a smaller pain journal or health journal, this is what I'm gonna encourage you to do. I think that it'll be fun. I think that it'll be helpful. I think that we need to have a place to write down, what our feelings are from day to day. Even if I think it's Carrie Gibson has a journal that it's an art journal, but it's also a journal she writes in. But she doesn't always write, she writes in it, but she doesn't necessarily leave the written, whatever she wrote, she doesn't necessarily leave it for you to see. She, blends something over it so that she knows that message is there. And I think that that's kind of a neat way to do it. If you do not want people to see what you wrote, you know, we do hide our feelings. We hide our feelings a lot. People that struggle with health issues. When people say, "How are you today?" they don't really want to know. Um, a lot of times it's easier to say, "Oh, I'm fine, thank you," and go on than it is to unpack, what all's going on. So, I get that. I understand that part of life with diseases. So, I think that this will give us a little place to put our inner thoughts, because if we put them down and we look at them, I think that it kind of validates the feelings to us personally, you know, but that doesn't mean we want to leave it for our children to find in the future or whatever. I think that sometimes, you want to protect the people that are around you from what is real. Or, sometimes when the dark thoughts come, you don't really want to let them seep out of your head. So there are ways to deal with that. I have learned that if I'm not feeling well, if I feel sort of bad, and from the south, I'm from the south, so just forgive me for saying that, because that really makes no sense. Um, I kind of rate how I feel on the pain scale, 1 to 10. Okay, if I feel okay, where someone that does not have chronic pain might be at a 1 or a 0, I'm probably on the scale of 3 to 4. That's a normal day for me, 3 to 4. If I drop down to a 2, I'm very excited. But, you know, if I get up to what I call a 6 or a 7, or if I get up to a 10, I'm not coming to the craft room, period. I'm not going to walk the steps. It's going to be a day that, I'm kind of in the self-care mode, which is necessary. It might not be what I wanted to do that day, but, I kind of understand. I've been dealing with this for a very long time, since the early 2000s. So I've kind of learned that, there are times where you just have to give in, even if you don't want to, and you have to give up things. But, self care is definitely an important thing. And, being able to express yourself, you may not want to express yourself to someone outside your home. You may talk with your doctors, but you may not talk with your loved ones and tell them, every little ache and pain, because, you probably know as well as I do, it gets old. And when it's bad, they know, they can tell, even if you don't say it out loud. So anyway, the rest of the mess on my desk is technically trash too. It would have gone to the recycle bin, but it's from a magazine that I get at the health food store, where I get some of my vitamins and nutritional supplements. And I just cut out some things that reflected, about my health. Knowledge is power, especially for your health. I believe that. I believe that we can live as well as possible. There are ways to improve our lives, by doing some simple things. So, I like this because, participate in life. Yes, let's show up. Let's acknowledge that we are ill and there's nothing that we can do about it to change it. We can take medication, but it's not going to make the disease go away. It's not going to make it cease to exist. It may minimize it and make it to where life is comfortable, but you just don't know what a day is going to bring. Good nutrition is always a good thing. Having that cup of coffee, in the morning and watching your favorite YouTuber, and you know who you are. Um, these are things that make you maybe feel energized. You get lifted up when you see others who are inspired to do different things. Less stress. If you have less stress, you're going to feel your best. I think that's a very true statement. And then this was really interesting, and I honestly think that I may paint a page using my feet. Just to remind me, this says walking just 3,967 steps a day reduces your risk of dying from any cause. And this was published originally in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology. And wow, that's under 4,000 steps. If we can get our steps in, we prolong our lives according to this study. Now this says run, jump, and play. Now, I will run if something's after me, and I will jump if I have to, but I will play. And that play may happen in the craft room, it may be playing in the dirt, but these are things that make me happy, very happy. So, find yourself a magazine. You can pick these up at your nutrition store where you get your vitamins and supplements a lot of times. You can find them at the end of the grocery store at a checkout. You can find things, okay? You don't have to spend a lot of money. My bags for my prescriptions, I pick those up on a regular basis. So, I've been saving them for a while and I've not used a whole lot of them, but I have done a lot of things with them and enjoyed them through the years. So, now, this morning I peeled about a whole bag of potatoes, 5 pounds of potatoes I peeled so that I could make some potato soup for my husband who's not feeling so good. And the color is part of the makers of Mixed Media color combo for this month. It is raspberry. And even though it's plastic, I thought, okay, if I make some pages and put that with it and, bring the other colors in, that would make some pretty neat collage stuff. And then looking on the back, it's woven like the net basket, net bags used to be, but it's plastic instead of just cording behind it. It's got plastic too. So I imagined that I could use this on the gel plate, or I could use it for mark making when I go to color my pages. So just look for those opportunities. I'm glad that you stopped by today. I do want to thank the people who have subscribed to my channel. I am almost at 100, which, when I first put a video up, I was a little bit nervous, and I'm still nervous when I talk, but I am grateful for each and every one of you that have subscribed. If you think that my channel would help someone that you know, please like and share. And if you leave a comment, I will be happy to get back to you. And sorry about that phone ringing. We get calls all day wanting to sell us something that we don't need or want. But thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed day.